Alright, hey guys, what's up? This is CroixDawg, and here in this video we're going to be playing a 110 turbo against a pretty decent winner at the with like an average stake of around $55. Tim Rose and 35. So here we go. This is my first video in a long time. Finally back to making videos. There were some like issues with my computer, and yeah, I moved into a new place. I finally set up the PC. I've been playing on my laptop a lot. Didn't have the Camtasia software. Finally, everything's set up. Back, ready to make videos. So yeah, that's pretty much the story. Alright, he's limped in twice so far. Check back the Queen 4 here. I'm going to expect this strategy from him now. Probably a lot of limping and a lot of c-bets. It's a pretty tough style to play against, for most people. And it's a pretty successful style. So, okay, we flopped the top two pair here. Going to put out a half pot bet, see what he's going to do with the c-bets. Hopefully he gives us action. Not really, a pretty dry board. Can't argue for checking that back, so. But, alright. Okay, he throws out a min raise. We're going to call. Flop middle pair here. Would expect him to put out a continuation bet. Puts out 3/4 pot. We're going to call and see what he does on the turn. Hopefully he shuts down. We're not sure if he's going to barrel. Alright. Turn pairs the 3. Definitely a card to slow him down. And we'll check the river and just hope he checks back too. Alright, so we're expecting him to fire out continuation bets pretty much after every flop, after seeing the first 3 or 4 hands. Maybe he'll adjust, but that's the strategy I'm expecting him to go with. A lot of c-bets. And we're going to be raising out of the blinds a lot more. We're going to play him a little bit aggressive from out of position. Not this hand, but in the future that's what we're going to do. We're going to attack his limps, play aggressive, make him get back on his heels. Didn't connect with this board at all. Just folding. Don't want to make a fancy play. I'm going to probably vary between my my min bets and tripling from the button. Alright, flopped ace high. Got some showdown value here. I'd expect this board to connect with a hand that he called a min raise with a lot, so we're just going to check behind. Pretty quick check there. No purpose to betting. Still got the showdown value. River the straight. I don't mind checking here. I don't think he's going to call us a lot, and this puts us in a weird spot for the. Alright, well, I was wrong. Nice. And it might put us in a weird spot if he's a good thinking player and he puts in a raise and maybe with a 6. Trying to induce action from an ace, but we want to keep him guessing, so we put out that half bet, and we'll see what he had. Half pot bet, and he had a pair of 3s. Okay, so that just totally changes. I don't know what to make of that hand. That's surprising. Just gonna check fold, do his continuation pot bet. He checked behind too. Okay. Just gonna fold. And that could be a hand where I could 4x out of the blind. And be fine with it. Alright, great flop for us. Gonna fire out 3/4 pot. And he just folds. It's pretty tough playing against like a min raise there, because you don't really want to play. Like, while it's a great flop for us, you don't really want to be putting yourself in a position to play for stacks all the time there with 4s. So, fortunately for us, he didn't put us in that spot. Alright, going to triple. Something different from us. I'd expect the first triple for him to let us take it down a lot, which he did. I like the way the tempo of this match is going so far. So I'm not going to get whenever we get close if we get close to even in chips again, um, then I'm going to start raising all the blinds. I like the way the tempo of the match is going. I think he's fairly predictable. All right, he's gonna put a min bet out here every time, so we're gonna raise him. It's triple. Expect to take this down a lot. Okay, he repotted us. Yeah, don't really want to get fancy. I can't see a shove. I mean, it's just huge risk reward, so I'm just gonna fold. That's surprising though. I really expected him to take that. Okay, well, that hand makes perfect sense. And we'll just give him the nice hand. Just want to play friendly with him. Hopefully he will continue showing, and if we just have a friendly, they're probably going to be less likely to bluff us if we have like a nice friendly rapport with them. All right, called our min raise. Going to put out 100 here. Want to see where I don't really want to let another card come off, even though we do have like the good showdown value with our hand. I just like putting out a bet there. If he has an 8, he's just going to call, and that'll give us two chances to catch our overs, backdoor flush, backdoor straight. A lot of time we'll just take it down on the flop, and yeah, just move on. We don't want to put ourselves really in situations where we're calling down with ace high or have to be guessing on the turn. So I like putting out a bet on that board. All right. Try to put out a 120 bet here. Try to represent an ace. Don't think he'd call us with queen high and lower, so he folded. That is a bet I'd make there a lot with an ace. So represented it successfully. Missed this flop. Just gonna fold. This is a hand that if he would re-raise, we're gonna go with at this point with under 30 big blinds. It's a hand that we're willing to stick in there. All right, gonna do something. Gonna make this 120. Just mixing it up. Trying to be a little bit unpredictable. Good flop for us. I don't think he'd have an ace here a lot. I'm gonna check it for a little bit of deception, and well, we let a bad card peel off. Yeah, check that for deception. I like the check on the flop. It's unfortunate whenever one of those two cards comes off, the king or the queen. Bets out. Just gonna give him credit. Probably not bluffing. So just gonna give him credit for the time being. We've definitely adapted from our original plan of playing him. He's played a little bit different than the limping style that we thought he had, so we're adapting to that. And we just like the current pace of the game, so no need to really make moves right now. If we get to like 1,400, 1,300 chips, then we can start playing. For now, we'll just play our hands. Call with a Jack-10 here. Pretty good flop for us. Not real thrilled about getting it all in here. That check is pretty nice. Bet out, a little over half pot. Alright, quick call. Wouldn't think he has a 9. Gonna expect a check back here a lot from him. Insta bets instead. Still don't really think that he has a 9. I don't think he would. He bet that, so I don't. It's. I don't think this looks like a 9, but I don't know what it could be. So When I'm confused, I generally call. So I want to see it. And it was a 9. So, whoops. All right, that puts us down to 1100. Now we will turn up the aggression a little bit. And hopefully that'll help us to be able to inch back into the match. I'm surprised he played that hand that way. Okay, we flopped top 2 pair here. Gonna check this one for deception. He fired out a turn bet the last time. Doesn't do it this time. Hopefully he'll bite here to our 2/3 pot bet. He did. Hopefully he doesn't have the 9/7. Now, gonna make a 340 bet. A little over half pot. And he folds. So I would expect him to have maybe a 6 there. Like maybe a hand like 6, 7, 5, 6. Even in chip counts again. And nice. So far from him, I'm not seeing any glaring weaknesses. He's playing pretty well. He's got a good style. Mixing it up a little bit. A few times what I thought that he was going to do, he didn't do. I do like the way he played that King 9 hand, actually. I like that flop check. I would have called the turn as well. And he made a really nice size bet on the river. So he played that hand pretty well. We probably could have folded that river. It just didn't. He bet that so quickly, and it just looked like he wanted to call, but at the same time, didn't expect him to have the 9. So, got to give kudos to him there. All right, the blinds increased. Okay, decent sized pot here. Gonna take a stab at it. And he folds. He's gonna fold there a lot of the time. He's probably gonna. He's probably not gonna fold an ace high, but he's probably not just gonna call an ace high there. And he's obviously gonna get call with a 3 or an 8 or a flush draw. Everything else is folding. Normally I would raise this again, like play. Normally I would play as like going on like a mini rush. Like you wouldn't expect me to bluff or raise with nothing out of the big blind right after I took down a pot. But he hesitated there a little bit. Turns out that wasn't anything to read into, but we don't know that for sure in real time. Okay, missed this flop completely. Just gonna check and maybe barrel on the turn. Maybe wait till the river. Just gonna give a quick check here and bet the river if he doesn't bet. Gonna make it an even 200, and he folds. And now we've determined that he's probably a pretty good player. So yeah, a lot of times that quick check back can look like an ace for us, just waiting to either trap or extract value on the river. All right, flop middle pair here. Gonna call. If he continues with it, if he bets here, we're just gonna dump it. Hopefully he'll check behind. Bets quickly. Wouldn't expect that to be a bluff, really, ever. So we just fold. It sucks playing our hand like that, but a lot of times they're going to check behind, and that's what makes calling worth it. All right, I think it's his first triple of the match. Just easy fold with Queen 7. Looks pretty because it's suited, but an easy fold. Alright, blinds went up again. Gonna try. This is an important pot, so I'm gonna try to just take it down here. Expect this to work a lot, and it did. Ace high, just an easy shove. Could advocate limping and getting tricked, but I just want to shove right now. It's a pretty big pot with the current chip stack, so I'm just gonna shove that. So I won't always do that, but I'll vary my play with that kind of hand. But in that case, I just opted to shove. Alright, we have the King 9 suited. Gonna limp here. Gonna see if he is going to allow us to limp, which it appears he has. Min bets. I'm going to call and see if we can maybe take it away on a later street, or... And now I'd expect this to probably be a queen a lot. Not expect it to be a bluff, so I'm just going to fold. With a chance that it could be like an ace 3. Alright, almost even right now. 9-8. Decent hand. We're going to check back. Turn R9. Going to check. And we river top 2. Can't really picture us beating anything. That sucks. Would expect this to be 6, 7, and a 5 a bunch of times. Pretty much every time. I don't think that's... But I'm just gonna play it safe and fold. I'd expect that to be a 5 or a 6, 7 a lot though. He raised really quickly. The last time that he did that 240 value bet into 500, he had the straight. So okay, we fired out a min bet there. He called, turned R7. And I'm gonna go for value. Hopefully, maybe he'll call us with a 5, and it appears that he did, or 3, and he called us with queen 5. So we got a lucky hit on the turn there. Okay, the 10-9. After he lost a pot, might have more of a tendency to steam. So just gonna check it behind, and it's a pretty good hand to play out of the blind, so just take it for free. Blinds up again. Don't think he's going to shove over this min raise a lot. Think that he's either going to call or fold a lot. Flop bottom pair. Going to check behind. Don't want to face a decision. Don't want to put out a bet and have him shove, and then our hand just turns to crap. Perfect turn for us. Hopefully, no action. Now, if he limped there, this is the perfect spot for me to make. I would have made this like 900 with the 9-7, expecting that he's not getting it in a lot there. Instead, he tripled. Probably has a pretty nice hand. Just folding. He's allowed us to limp pretty often. Definitely a good sign for us. Gonna try to min bet again to try to get him to call with the 5. Hopefully he didn't. Okay, and he folds. Trying to get one more little bit of value. And this is a tough one. I don't believe that at all, but I don't really want to call out a position here with this. I'm just gonna fold. Shoving there is not too bad either. He just lost a pot. It's not too bad. If he limped, I was shoving. Probably on his first limp, I'm gonna shove. That's why can't he raise now? Frustrating. Okay, we'll make it 720. And as expected, he was going to fold on that first limp. Going to make it, again, 720. Now I have him at 2-1. Taking down the last two pots, going to expect him to probably tone up the aggression. Instead, he limps. Just going to check it here with the Jack 3, not going to press our luck. Check back pretty quickly there. He'd probably call with the heart here, but I think this is going to work a lot. And it did. Not really a hand I want to shove there. Shoving a lot of different hands there. The blind's up to 8160, so he's played us pretty tough. We got to. Alright, now this is a big pot here. When the blinds first go up to me, it's just a pretty important one. Yeah, we have a pretty bad hand like the 9-4 suited, but I think it's a pretty important pot. This is another one of those iffy decisions. I'm probably gonna fold because I think we can get it in better, but calling here is not bad because you're gonna finish it off a lot. So yeah, either one of those decisions is all right. I'm just gonna fold in order to play more hands and to in order to just pretty much play more hands. Shoving there with the Jack 7, completely different than calling it off with the Jack high. Ran into queens, unfortunately. And now he has us 2-1. Not going to call with the 9 high. Hopefully we can pick up a nice hand here. It's good enough. And up against the King 8. Alright, nice. Now back to even. Getting this in no matter what. And pretty much a flip, so. Alright, ran good there at the end. Not over yet, but don't want to jinx it. Yeah, we played a pretty good opponent. This doesn't have the, hopefully he'll play a rematch. I'd like to play him again, just make some adjustments based on what we know now. He's probably going to decline. I don't really like the hand replayer as much as PokerStars. Like, we could see the big pot sizes on PokerStars a lot easier. So it's going to be tough for me to go back and review the key hands of the match. So probably not going to do that. In future videos on PokerStars, we will do that. Because I really like reviewing those matches at the end. I think that's really important to get a little bit of reflection on the hands that we played and looking back in hindsight. Alright, so I'm going to pause until the next match. Alright, we got another match. This guy's pretty different than the other guy. He's on, I think, a 5 or 6 game losing streak, and he's a negative 17% ROI, so we're gonna take, and he's from Croatia, which doesn't mean anything. Just saying. Okay, so we're gonna be playing him a little bit different than the other guy. We're not going to be looking to take big risks. We're not going to be looking to get our stack in. Not that we really were before, but against a pretty good opponent, anytime you flop like a decent draw, not afraid to get it in. Against this guy, I think we can try to control the action a little bit more and play more patiently to make sure that we get it in pretty good. Alright, flop middle pair. Just gonna fire out half pot. Calls quickly. Turn the 5. Just gonna bet small again. Hope to keep him in. River king. Probably not gonna change anything. I'm just gonna bet small again. Hope that he will pay us off. Folds pretty quickly. Expect that to be probably a jack 10 or a 10-8, which we want those hands in there. With betting the way we are betting, because if he does bet huge on the river, we can fold it against him, and if one of those cards comes. All right, just gonna fold the 9-8. I normally call that pretty much out of position against anyone, but since this guy has pretty bad numbers and probably will do stuff like that down the line, we can afford to be pretty patient. Checking back the queen jack. And if it seems like we're getting run over, then we're going to change things up. But right now, don't really feel like we have to. I feel like we can just play a very patient game and get them. Down the road, if you guys have any video suggestions, like there's still, I'll get a hold of everyone who originally sent me emails asking if they can make a video. I'm going to do that a lot. Do a lot of those. Okay, this is exactly the situation we were hoping for, and now we're 70% to win. A lot more than 70% now, so that's a good match. Pretty good to get it in spots like that. And he declined. I'll continue my thought on the next. Just going to pause this and I'll wait for the next match. Alright, here's our third match. Playing a player who's a little bit below break even. So, going to be a few leaks, but probably not going to be awful. But we'll see. It's short sample size. Donks out here, and just folds to a raise. What I was saying before is, if you guys have any suggestions on any video ideas, I'd be welcome to hear them. I'd like to do something in a different format other than just the play one match at a time and comments. Anything like creative you guys have, definitely email me or leave a comment in the video section, and I will be getting a hold of everyone who asked or requested to have a video made with them earlier. And I have a list for that, and we'll get to everyone eventually. Just folding the ace-x for a 4x raise. I'm really excited to be making videos again. I really like talking about my thought processes, and hopefully they help you guys a lot. I've gotten some good feedback on them in the chat on Full Tilt and emails, so I'm hoping they help you guys out a lot. Alright, we turned our king. Bad river for us, bringing the 4 flush. Bets out pretty quick. Trying to think if we want to make an information call, but I don't think it's good. The amount of the time it needs to be, so we're just going to fold, give him the benefit of the doubt for now. And he did that really, really quickly, so I don't really think it's a bluff. So just going to fold. Flop the second nut flush draw. I like seeing that out of him. We're gonna make a multi-pair raise. This is gonna build the pot for us if we do hit, if he calls, and we can take it down with queen high if he folds. So either thing is fine with us. We just don't want to see a massive raise to like 450 to where we have to just dump our hand. Alright, min raise, flop bottom pair with a 3 hard board. Yeah, just gonna fold. Could be ahead there a lot, but Just going to play it safe for now. Alright, we flop middle pair with the Jack 3. It seems like he's been betting out a lot of streets when we check to him. We're just going to call here in order to trap and hope that he bets the river. No. Maybe we could have got him to call min raise there on the turn, but if he was bluffing, we wanted to throw him the rope. Just going to check the Queen 5, and I'm approaching this guy a lot different. I think that this guy, just based on the tendencies I've seen from him so far, I think that he would be a guy who would call our 4X's out of position pretty often. So, unlike that first guy who we could just attack, who played pretty tight, we didn't actually do that because our game plan switched on the fly. But that was an approach that would probably be optimal against him. All right, fired out with the Jack 10. Pretty good flop for us. Not a good turn. Just going to check. Good river, and we'll probably call. Yeah, I don't think this is an ace. I'd expect this to be Jack 9 and 9-7 a lot. I don't think it's an 8 a lot. So, and he's been running us over here. If it's an ace, so be it. But I think this is a profitable call, so we're going to call. And it actually was quads, so that sucks for us. All right, now down to 885. Not good, but not too worried against this opponent. I think we can come back a pretty big percentage of the time. Checks back. We're just going to try to hope that he'll bluff, and no. So yeah, he had nothing, so we try to give him a chance to bluff. Flop top pair, going to put in a bet. Was definitely hoping for a call, and was probably going to put that. We were probably going to put that in against him. Flopped, I got shot. Going to make another one of this. He folded the last time. We did that with the Queen 2 of clubs, so I like that there a lot. I think that he's just min betting out with anything, and since he folded the other time. This is so frustrating. I love calling here so often, but that's such a big percentage of our stack whenever we're short stacked. Because I love calling these 3 bets. I probably wouldn't advocate it, but that's personally I love that. I feel like people just play so bad after the flop in 3 bet pots, but we'll fold. He's got us little bit under, tad bit under 2-1. Hopefully he'll put something up, bump it up here. Gonna fire out quick again, just hope that he has some piece and doesn't believe us. Didn't again, folded. We'll defend here with the Queen high. Flop bottom pair. And bets out pretty strong. Don't think he's bluffing, really. So we're just going to give it to him and fold. I'm going to try to limp this. See how he plays back at it. Alright, he checks. Flop bottom 2. Just going to make this triple. Pray that he has a king, some piece. Alright, nice. He has some piece. Gonna bump it up, getting it in here versus him. River probably didn't change things. I like betting out 350 here instead of shoving. I think that he'll call that with an 8. And he folds very quickly. Puts us right back almost even. So that's good. Just gonna fold this ace-X here versus him. He hasn't really been tripling that often, so All right, I don't really believe him this time. I don't know why. Just the timing of it. So I'm gonna call here and see what to make of this. It's pretty frustrating flop. I'm gonna call again and probably fold to a turn shove unless that happens, or an 8, or that he check behind. Now we'll just ship, and wow, so nice. Uh, yeah, that's pretty. That's a perfect turn card for us, but don't like the way he played that hand at all. I think that he would have checked behind had that turn been like a 3 or just some random blank. Just folding the 6 high to min raise whenever he has 7 big blinds. Getting kind of cold here. Yeah, I think he's going to call a shove there a lot. Not thinking at all of making a move there. When he's that short stacked, hopefully we can pick up just a few king high or ace highs so we can just start shoving. This'll do. This one will also do. Not the 3. Alright, puts us at, we still got a little over a 2-1 chip lead on him. Or, I mean, yeah, definitely more than 2-1. Alright, he's turned up the aggression. Just wanted to see if we could get away with a limp there. Just checking back the 8-3, not going to make a move. And just going to give him. So he's made a nice little comeback after that. Gonna put a min raise in here. I don't think he ever has an ace. And okay, that was different. I don't think he ever has an ace here, but I think he can have like. Sorry, that was unexpected. I think he can have a hand like 10-3 a lot, and don't really want to gamble, even if we are right. So just give it to him. Now it feels like we're getting run over. Flop to 7. Gonna call. And gonna probably check call this. If he would have bet. So now we have him a little bit under 2-1. Still in a great spot. Still think we're gonna win this match. Big percentage of the time. Just have to pick up a hand. Yeah. Just have to pick up a hand. Perfect board to take this down. I think it's going to take this down a big percentage of the time. Just a perfect board for us. Doubtful that he has an ace high based on the way that he played that ace high before. And doubtful that he has a jack or a 4. Didn't really want to make that one 240 because I think he's going to call that a lot, and I don't really want to be put in that spot with 6s. So just committing ourselves to it. Gonna min raise here, and I'm gonna shove this if he would make a raise of like another 300 raise. So I think he's gonna be bluffing high enough percentage of the time for that to be profitable. Instead he just calls. That's pretty scary. Just gonna try to take the free one and drill the spade on him. And he bets pot, which I'd expect that. I'd expect that to be a 5 a lot. Doubtful of a bluff, and not going to call it a chop. So we'll just fold. I don't think it's an ace ever, really, but I do think that it's a 5. Pretty big percentage of the time. Alright, not picking up any hands. So, I like this spot a lot to make it like a raise to 270. I think it's going to take it down a lot. And a lot of like the decision to do is just based on game flow. Like he's been limping a lot. We haven't been showing any resistance. So whenever we do, he's going to give us respect. Alright, we have the ace-3. We're going to call. No help on the flop. But he's been doing those min bets, and we have the backdoor spade, so we're going to call. Turn the spade. Don't want to face a big bet here. Still getting the price to call, and I think he will call a river bet, so we're getting some implied. And now we're just probably going to check call this if he would bet. Nice to get lucky. Based on his hand, he might not have called that, but if he would have had any spade, he would have called a 420 bet. So that's why we called the turn. I'm just going to call this. I wouldn't, we'll try to put out 160 quick. All the straight draws missed, and he called with queen high. So yeah, you put us on one of those draws. Getting this all in. And that's just an automatic all in no matter what. When he has 11 big blinds, we're not folding that hand, especially when we have the just over the 2-1 chip lead. Not folding it no matter what. Same hand, same situation. Blinds up, 50, 100. I'm going to call here and get it in if we flop any of our pairs. No, we didn't. And if we did flop like middle pair or top pair, we would check to him and pretty much know that he's going to bet out. We'll see if he's going to let us. He does let us limp. Going to put out a quick min bet. Would expect him to call or insta call with a 6 or a 7. Folding the king high. Gonna see if he lets us limp again. He does. In his lead outs, I don't think that he's gonna fold if we make it 300. So just gonna fold. Don't want to chase the gut shot. So. Again, he's probably going to fire out a min bet here. Not going to make a move on it. I like a min raise here. I think that that's going to give us control of the pot a lot. Going to fire that out. These paired boards are really good to fire out those continuation bets on. Like shoving here. Don't think he's going to look us up at all. Really ever. So I'd be shoving there with a wide range after that limp. The king high shoves good from the button. And now we're taking control again. We're actually picking up some hands and some decent spots. I'd expect him to fire out the min bet with anything like he was the whole time. We're going to check call this river. So yeah, he's limping with anything. He's not giving us any walks, so that's definitely a sign to step up the aggression from the big. And I don't know if he's savvy enough to trap us. And now just taking complete control. Calling this one if he ships. And we have another chance to eliminate him, which this time it might work. Alright, nice. So, good match. He proved to be a little bit troublesome in his. Okay, he accepted a rematch. Nice. He proved to be a little bit troublesome, and he constantly was attacking pots, and that gets frustrating whenever you have to make selective moves. And that gets very frustrating whenever you can't pick up hands. It's obviously an easier game whenever we ran like we did the last like whatever 7 or 8 hands. Whenever we just took all but maybe one pot off of him. But yeah, these are the opponents you just have to always keep your cool with. Don't try to rush it. Like things will happen. They're gonna keep playing the same way. Like as we saw, he'd limp, he'd fire them in bed every time, no matter what his style, or I mean, what his hand. And that's not a bad style. It can be a frustrating style to play against, but it's also if you are patient and can time your moves well um, and just play against that style well, then you'll definitely have the results against it. So we're going to expect him not to make many adjustments. Just don't think that he would be the type to make adjustments. Still going to expect a lot of limps and a few of those 4x raises from time to time. So we'll play another match. And then we'll call it this a video. If you guys have any comments on any spots where you think I could have done something better, taken a better line, anything you liked, didn't like about the video, again, feel free to comment or email me. Try to get back to you as soon as I can. And yeah, the more feedback, the better. The more comments you guys give, the better I can make these videos for you guys. And also going to have some kind of contest down the road. We had a Skype session, I think, might have been like 6 or 7 months ago. We had a contest. Maybe it was up to, I don't know, maybe like 8 or 9 months ago. Gonna have another contest like that coming up down the road. I really like doing that. I had a lot of fun with those guys, and I think it everybody took a lot out of it. I think it was very helpful. So we're gonna have a contest for that coming up down the road. All right, don't want to completely get too passive, so we fire out a bet there. And if he would have called, we probably would have fired out a bet to bluff on the river. He just folded, so even better. Gives us a weak lead. Don't think he's going to be tricky enough to do that with 2 pair. Card doesn't affect anything. And the hand that we saw him do this with earlier, he called and folded the river. I still think we're good a lot, but I'm not going to raise. No purpose. He's not going to call without. Yeah, he's not going to call. Well, he might. Based on the way he was playing, he might have, but. And yeah, I can't remember the exact hand we had earlier, but the hand went like very similar to that, where he did the lead out, called our raise, weak lead again, called our raise. River didn't complete it. We bet, and we had 2 pair, I think. We had bottom 2. And he folded the river. So, and that was another flush draw board, so yeah. Alright, we have the 7 of spades. We'll peel one here and see what he does on the turn. Bets out half pot. Not worth it, so we fold. And now, just like that, we're already up to close to a 2-1 chip lead, and in control of the match. Totally missed the flop, just fold. Again, another perfect board for us to c-bet. He doesn't seem. He just seems really, I don't know, out of position, just pretty passive. Like he just hasn't. Yeah, hasn't been getting tricky on us or really check raising us a lot. He did on that one when we had King Jack and on the Ace 10-3 board, I believe. That was interesting. I think that might have been 10-3 or maybe like a 4-2 or 5-2 of diamonds. Fires out. Nothing, we fold. I'm gonna fire this to 160. Hopefully, he doesn't re-raise us. Doubtful he will. If he calls, we're gonna check back the turn. Instead, he throws out a baby re-raise. We're getting the odds to call. If we call, we're pretty much gonna end it. If we hit, we're gonna end the match. Of course, we hit. It's an easy game. Just gonna call. He's gonna call no matter what on the river. So we'll put him virtually all in. Of course, he calls. And I'm expecting that he had like a 9, maybe like Queen 9. So we'll see if that's Jack 9. So pretty good session for us. We went 4-0, maybe 5-0. I'm not sure how many matches we played. Different variety of skill. The best opponent we played was definitely that first opponent. And he did play that min bet style, or min raising style, I'm sorry, that was the guy who limped a lot, and that is definitely a guy we could take advantage of with our out of position aggression, and he was a little bit too passive, but he played a pretty good style. The second guy we played was just, I don't know, the guy who shoved into our queens with the ace jack. That was not the best style, and this guy we played, he was attacking but passive out of position. Pretty easy opponent to play, especially when we picked up a few hands like we did. And there you have it. So it's good to be back. It was fun making this video. Yeah, leave the comments. Let me know how you guys liked it. And if you guys want to make a video with me, hopefully I won't bash your games too much. Like I feel like I do that sometimes about these guys, but I'm just trying to be just trying to see what when I point out whenever I play these guys. And yeah, let me know. CroixDawg at HUSNG.com for your emails. And until next video, take care, guys.